2, 1.
Welcome, everybody, to the show that needs no introduction.
I see what you did
This
there.
is difficult
Yay,
to podcast.
I get it.
I loved that
I
one.
get
Sorry,
it.
I couldn't
It's
resist.
good.
I am your co-host, Lord Yeshua. My name is Josh. We got Paul over here. You're on his channel, Ryugami-san.
Up.
And another letdown, and Zach over there. And we got a juicy one for you this week. We're going to talk about video games. The video game-related content therein is a lot of it this week because of E3. And we finally got the wrap-ups. We talked a little bit about Xbox and the other bullshit. And then we got the indie and Nintendo that we got to really unload on this week. And then we'll kind of do a big overhaul. And I'll pass off to Paul to get us started.
Yeah, man, it's been a wild week. It's been a wild week.
Crazy one. Lots of gaming news, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of emotions in gaming.
Yeah, some emotions
For
for
real.
sure. I've played some really great games this week too, so I'm excited to talk about that
Yes,
stuff.
let's do that.
Speaking of which, did you guys have a good week? What'd you play this week?
Yes, a lot of work. I'll go first because mine's easy.
Okay.
I play a little Narita Boy, which I'm like really slowly chugging through games right now.
Mhm.
I played a lot of Mario Galaxy, and I was
Yeah.
just like, I just want to pick it up, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna 100% it. I'm just like chilling
Game's
on
so
it. It's so good, and really like more of a chill game. It's definitely not like a stream game, and it was
Right.
like really grudging to stream it, but like I'm down to put like 50 hours into this shit and 100% it like in my spare time.
I
Then,
enjoy
like,
doing
that's,
it
like,
on stream, but
it's a
like
lot.
I didn't. I
do.
wasn't
Yeah.
like I wasn't like trying to put pressure on myself. I wasn't. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I could see
that's
what
I do
like.
with Odyssey is like if you're just casually playing through a Mario game, like or a 3D Mario game, it's like yeah, sure, stream that. But if you're gonna go for the 100%, that's
It's
much more
hell.
of a
Yeah. Yeah.
Odyssey is so
It can
fun
be
to stream.
stressful,
Wait,
but
were
so
we
also if
talking
you're
about
not
Mario
streaming
still,
it-
or were we talking about Narita Boy?
Oh, I thought
No,
we were talking
Mario.
about
Mario.
my
Mario.
bad.
We were talking about Mario the
Think
whole
about
time.
Paul.
Sorry, I was talking about
Narita
Narita Boy.
You can only 100% Narita Boy.
Yeah, really,
It's
that's
like,
the
yeah.
truth. Yeah.
That's not really a game. Well, I could stream it again, but like that's the other thing. I don't even know what to stream. So
Yeah.
like I'm almost just like about to play Cuphead because I'm just like need something I'm comfortable with that I can just be like, all right, I'll just like
Yeah, that's
speedrun
the
a game
hard
I'm
thing.
good at.
Yeah.
I don't even know
Falling
what to
into
play.
that-
Yeah.
Falling into that like niche spot and finding like your style of games is so hard with streaming. Like I did the
Yeah.
whole Mega Man Zero One, which is one of my favorite games, but streaming it was a slog.
Yeah.
Because I know what I
that
want
game
to
is
do,
really
and
stressful and hard.
It's
like
really stressful.
Yeah.
so
But then I
unless you're like
moved
really
into-
good at it, it's
Right.
hard to stream, hard to enjoy streaming.
Not to mention there's
so then
no
I moved
game.
into I moved into the Grand Tour game, which I've never played before, but it's like it's characters I'm familiar with, and situations I'm familiar with. I'm like, okay, this is chill. Same with Mario Odyssey,
Mm.
and I was like, okay, now I'm starting to figure out what makes sense for me to be streaming.
Yeah.
Obviously, what makes sense for me is not the same makes sense for Paul or actually Paul. You and I kind of
You guys are more similar than me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Both of
That's
our
the kind of
jams in some
stuff I
way,
like to take off stream because it's like much more difficult for me to actually appreciate the game.
Right.
It's like, yeah.
Which is I
like to-
love
yeah.
that. I love that we represent a whole bunch
Yeah.
of different
I like to
processes
blow
here.
through shit. I like to like play stuff I'm actually really good at on stream. I know that's kind
Yeah.
of shitty to say, but like it just makes me feel more comfortable as like an entertainer where I'm just like
Right.
blowing through stuff and I'm like I just like to speed run and play games I'm really knowledgeable about and like
I
yeah,
feel ya.
that's fun. But there's
is
nothing
fun.
new right now. I like playing new also and learning, but like there's nothing
Yeah.
new right now. And Mario Golf will be fun, but like
Yeah.
I'm like waiting for Mario Golf in 5 days, and that's like not even a game I can really say like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like the best game. It's just like gonna be fun, and I just
It's
want
gonna
it.
be fun.
you know?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's just gonna be a fun Pokemon Snap style chill thing, and
Are you gonna stream
fun.
Skyward Sword?
I probably do. Yeah, honestly, because I'm gonna put so much time into Skyward Sword. 100% that sounds like shit. I don't like doing the demon
That's
thing.
what I'm thinking. It's like I
the-
might
the-
do a bit
the
of
demon
Skyward Sword.
quest is, yeah. Well, if it's like really well tweaked in, like so, okay, Skyward Sword July 17th, so we have a
Yeah.
little bit of time to think about that. If it's really well fined, and the controls fucking pissed me off last time. So I did my Zelda-thon last January, 2 Januaries ago, and these games are still so fresh in my mind. That's another reason I'm not like
Yeah.
going back to a lot of them, is because I like powered through these Mario games and these Zelda games. I did the Mario-thon, the Zelda-thon, and Skyward Sword. It was literally me and Colin are like, it's like giving birth, where it's like you're literally just like it's this pain and it's like beautiful at the same time, and the result is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But damn,
Yeah.
there was a lot of labor pains. And a lot of that is attributed to the motion controls,
Yeah.
which I'm thinking if they really perfected this game, and it's like Mario Galaxy is like,
Well,
if
you
I
have
was
the
playing this on
choice
Wii, I wouldn't even be playing
to
it really.
play
Like,
it
it's
with
so nice on
the
Switch.
newly refined motion
Yes.
controls as well as with
regular
the
button
regular
controls,
button
which
controls,
I'm
yeah.
really excited to see if it plays like a straight up Zelda game, like in its purest form, like Ocarina of Time controls. I'll be really happy to play that in button mode.
I don't think it's gonna
But
do that.
I don't
but
think it's gonna do that. I think it's gonna be like motions to like do the sword swipes and whatnot because it's actually like needing.
yeah,
So I would say motion
yeah,
control
I'm
is
pretty sure
probably
you use
preferred.
the right control input
Oh,
for
really?
your
That's not that
or
bad.
the right
but it is
stick input.
kinda
Yeah, I don't know. I
confusing
picked
still,
up a
but
PS5 controller, but
I would recommend going for motion on it
Yeah.
first before because it's the intended way to play. So
Yeah.
yeah.
make your Joy Cons not
Yeah, we'll
drip.
see. I don't know yet.
I mean, I am like I've been playing through that game on the Wii U, and
Mhm.
Oh yeah, in the store. Yeah. Oh, I guess
no,
the
yeah,
increase the
I
disc on
have
that. Forgot
yeah,
about
I've got
that.
the
Yeah,
game, and I've
forgot
just been
about that.
playing it on the Wii U. Yeah, through Wii. I mean, it's technically Wii that I'm playing it on, but
I forgot
anyway.
about that part of it. Yeah.
And I've really enjoyed it. The motion controls don't bother me a lot, but the other thing is I've been playing it very slowly. Like I started playing the game I don't know, last summer, and I'm only
Yeah.
just now like at the what's the place where you have to move the time stones around and shit.
Oh yeah, like it's like the desert, the third area.
Yeah. So I'm not very far in it, but I've enjoyed what I've played a lot, and I just pick it up whenever.
Yeah.
Now I do plan on like I was hoping to beat that game before the new one came out, so that I could do
I
like
honestly-
an educated playthrough.
I would
Um,
honestly not, so you don't have a sour taste in your mouth in case it's too
Yeah,
much game
that's-
for
yeah.
you. Like I would like stop and then just be like, okay, let me just take a fresh take.
Well,
This
at this
game-
point, that's what
yeah.
I'm doing, only because I've gotten too busy to really finish that in time. Within the next month, there's no way.
It's only 27 days away. It's
Yeah.
like here.
Right,
That being
and I'll
said,
be
the
able to
game is
actually
glorious.
finish it on stream way quicker than I would
Yeah.
just trying to play it leisurely.
That being
Yeah.
said, this game is like literally it's between a 9 and it's not a 10 just because if they perfect it, dude, this game is a 10. It has like one of the best stories ever and it is so fucking good.
And it's the
In
origin
so
story
many ways.
for
I literally
Zelda,
cried like the first 2 times I beat this, especially the first time I beat this game, I like cried at the ending. I was like, this is like so fucking good.
yeah.
Holy shit. As a Zelda fan, if you're a Zelda fan, you absolutely have to play this game. Skyward Sword is essential to the Zelda catalog. So, of course, yes, I will be getting it. But yeah. So we'll see.
There you go.
We're still talking about
What
the
about you,
playing
Paul?
games.
What did you play this?
Yeah,
this
what'd you
week?
play? What'd you play?
I played some awesome stuff. First of all, I beat Genji 2 yesterday on Samurai Saturday.
Ooh,
Which was
Nice.
really satisfying. Finally beat that game. I'll do a full review of it on here. But like the TLDR on that one is that game would have been an awesome game and should have been a classic. Like, this is like a hallmark game of the PS3, except for the controls and the
Why?
combat are doo-doo ass butts. Like they're so fucking terrible.
That's a period of time where like a lot of games are stuck in that kind of
Yeah.
like the controls felt good at the time,
Yeah.
and now we look back and like,
But they
damn
didn't.
it,
I
like,
don't even know that they felt good at the time. And like I
Maybe
think
not,
it
yeah.
fell victim to, and it's definitely that era, right? Like the PS3,
is. Yeah, even
Xbox
the Wii
360,
suffered. Yeah,
like
the Wii
yeah,
suffered.
and the Wii and like the GameCube before that was kind of like that era of gaming
Yeah.
where the emphasis was on visuals, like 100%.
Heavily, yeah.
And this game's gorgeous, especially for the time. It still holds up. It's a PS3 game. It still holds up really well visually. It's
Mhm.
it's a very pretty game. But like you can't control the camera, and it's got this weird like cinematic swoopy camera that like changes from scene to scene, and it makes fucking combat so hard because half the time your enemies are completely off screen. So
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
like,
Yeah,
it's-
that's not helpful.
especially ones that have projectiles. Like you're getting shot by arrows that you have no fucking clue where they're coming from. Like how are you supposed to
Fucking
do that?
annoying.
So
Very
that really
annoying.
brought the value of the game down, which is a bummer because like I said, it's a gorgeous game. The story's fun. Like it's like a really good game minus
Yeah.
like the core gameplay loop.
which
Oh,
sucks
You know?
because that's like very essential.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I hate when games suffer in that way because it's like seems like such an oversight from the
Yeah.
developers. It's like, man, you could have made such a good game if only you just like trusted the game instead
Yeah.
of like making these complex mechanics that don't like they don't hold.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
You need to make a game that like your first thought should be like, I want people to be able to play this game in 20 years and still think it's a good game. Like that
Yeah.
should be a thought. Like, why don't people think of that shit? Except for Nintendo.
I agree. Now to
For
talk
real.
about a couple games that I played that
Hit us with it.
that I think did a really good job of doing like beautiful, perfect graphics as well as awesome gameplay. I played some PlayStation 5 exclusives this week and
Exclusive.
had a
You're the only one in the world who
fucking
has a
blast.
PS5.
Man.
Bully for
So,
you, Paul.
The first one
So
that I
happy.
played this week, and this is going to be my on-stream game for a while, is
So good.
Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart. It's the new Ratchet and Clank game, and you've probably
Is it
heard
amazing?
every single person who's played or reviewed this game say it, but it's like playing a Pixar game, or like
Oh,
a
that's
movie.
cool.
It's like playing a Pixar movie only in game form. It's so gorgeous, like it's so damn gorgeous. And what's really mind-blowing,
It's incredible.
and I don't think you can really like it. I can't explain how awesome the feeling is, but when you do the shift between dimensions and such, like it's a fucking phenomenal experience. I can't even describe it. Like you can see it happening, and like I didn't even like. I've seen the trailers, right?
I have
And
no
I've
idea what
seen
he's
other
talking
people
about.
play it. So there's a mechanic in the game where like you can like shift between dimensions, right? And it like completely brings you to like a new area. And what's amazing about it is there's like it's instantaneous. There's no loading at
Seamless,
all.
yeah.
Like it's because they're able to leverage the hard drive on the PS5, the solid state drive, to make it like render like instantly in real time. It's amazing. There's not another experience like this in gaming right now. It's incredible.
fucking
And like it feels
lost.
so different when you actually do it versus like just seeing it happen. Like I saw it happen in the trailers. I was like, okay, that looks cool. But when you're like playing it and you experiencing that, you're like, holy fucking shit, did that just happen? Like, that was amazing, you know? So
That's awesome.
that was really great. There's some other cool stuff about that game. Of course, I'll do a review on that game as well. I do have some qualms with it, though. So far, it's a fantastic game. And then another game that I got a lot of good playtime in was
I'm
the
jealous,
Demon Souls
honestly.
remake. And holy shit, this
Pretty
game's
jealous,
amazing.
if I'm being honest.
Like, Oh my god.
I want to play that.
So, again, this
Wait
is
for
like-
Elden Ring.
Definitely like really defining the next gen experience.
Yeah, can imagine.
Like just the visuals and like the smoothness of the gameplay and everything just coming together in this game is perfection. And this is not something that could be done. Yeah, I know that there's leaks or there's like rumors that this is coming to the PS4. I'm telling you, this is not going to feel the same on the
No.
PS4.
It probably-
Not even
yeah.
fucking
imagine it
close.
It's got to come to PC.
Yeah.
That's like I need
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and that'd be
We'll buy
awesome.
it,
I
straight
doubt it will, even though, well, maybe we'll see, because PlayStation has been putting some of their exclusives on
It's getting
PC.
there. It does it
So,
like 2 years later.
That would be really
Yeah.
rad if it does, and it would be awesome on PC. Like I would highly recommend if it does come to PC, people getting it. But right now it's only on PS5, which is I guess unfortunate. But like holy fuck, like it feels so next gen. And I played the original on the PS3. Like this is like night and day, you know.
Damn.
Like god damn, it's awesome. So
Being
that
daylight.
was really really exciting as well. So that's pretty much all I got for the week.
That's a good crop of gaming, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did mess
wasn't
around with a little bit of like handheld stuff, but not really enough to say that I was like playing them. So
Yeah.
yeah, Zach, what'd you play, man?
I mean, so it was a really busy week for me. Despite it, like I tried really hard to, actually have a relaxing week. It was my first full week out of school and, chilling for a bit. But my parents got their new puppy and they still had work.
Puppy.
So I got to take care of the puppy all week, which was awesome, or at least for the last couple of days. And so had I thought ahead, had I been intelligent, I would have grabbed my Switch with me because puppies spend a fair amount of time sleeping also, but I didn't. So really, the only game there was only a couple of games that I gave any serious amount of time to Arkham Knight because I did it on stream. Actually made some headway. Got about 10% further into the game, which is nice. And I actually fully completed one of the side missions, which was awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, felt good. It was the Two-Face one, so I was pretty happy with that. And for some reason, not really sure why, have no idea, I decided to pick up the original Nintendo Metroid game.
Oh, I wonder
Why would you have done
Can't
that?
imagine why I might want to do
Nothing
that.
that's causing you to
Absolutely no reason at all.
How'd you think? What'd you think, though?
Boy, that game's tough.
Yeah.
That game is
and
unfairly difficult.
It's unfairly difficult, but at the same time, I think some of that is because of the way that the controls
100%
ported to Switch.
Yeah.
It
Well,
does.
I played it on the NES. It's still
I
bad.
did too, and yeah, it's still rough. But like,
Did you try
Um,
playing it with like a different controller or like
no, I didn't. I didn't
8-bit
give it
dough?
enough time to. No, I didn't give it enough time to
Yeah.
do that. But it's the difference between the NES having 2 buttons, A and B, and everything else having 4.
Sure.
So there's
makes
there's a specific way in which my fingers want to move around the button pad.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's not the way
What
the
game was I
Metroid handles.
playing where like it made it unplayable? I was playing a game recently and it literally made it unplayable for me because I couldn't. I think it was a Mega Man game because it was. Oh yeah. Okay. I think
It's,
it was Mega Man 0 actually because
Probably it's either 0 or ZX.
yeah, because I was playing and like the button configuration. I didn't take the time to like remap the buttons, but
Right.
like I like to like hold one button down to charge and then press
Exactly.
the other one with
Bump
my
it with
thumb.
the other.
And it was like backwards, right?
Yeah,
like from what
it's exactly backwards. It's exactly backwards of what you would expect it to be.
yeah, and so it really fucked me up.
Yeah.
You know.
So I was getting really frustrated with it.
Yeah.
But it was, So Josh, you're right. Now I'm thinking about it. It was tough back in the day also.
Yeah.
But I think the way that
It was
ported
more
to Switch
fair
and
back
way
in the
that-
day. Yeah.
Right. The way the controls translated up is unintuitive and is exactly counterintuitive. It is backwards.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you just played the first one?
I just played a little bit of the first one. I have
dude.
recently played Super Metroid. I love Super Metroid. You know that.
It's a great game.
It's so much fun. I got to find a way to
even
play
on the
Fusion.
Game Boy, the B and the
Fusion-
A buttons are configured in the same way they're configured on the Switch.
Might have
yes,
to
that's
ROM
correct.
up the. Oh no, I guess you could just buy Fusion. Fusion is absolutely
Yeah, I
stupidly
just buy
good.
Fusion. I'll put it in my Retron.
Yeah,
Oh, true.
Fusion's
I've got
awesome.
Yeah, I know. Fusion's.
Goddamn.
I played it in high school. That was one of the few that I was able to rest away from my buddy who always told me,
Yeah.
no, you can be player 2 and watch me play. No, I actually rested. Because I think his brother had Fusion, and I stole it from his brother because his brother got bored with it.
But
That's
then
my
you played
favorite
Zero,
Metroid.
Zero Mission as well. Mine
Yeah.
is still Super just because it felt like it like broke ground. Just like how
Sure,
like
yeah.
the original
Oh, of
Donkey
course.
Kongs and
Yeah.
stuff. It's like it just
Yeah.
like feels like I'm playing something so new even when I play it
Well,
today.
so here's the thing. I feel like Fusion broke ground too, and
Oh,
and
totally, dude.
it's
Oh,
the
yeah.
first
Absolutely
it's the first
did, yeah.
Metroid game where you felt like you were the one being hunted, right?
Oh, dude.
And so like, which is what? Well, should we go ahead and talk about it right
Dude,
now?
Let's
do it.
talk
Yeah,
about
let's
the
go.
second
Let's go.
game in which you are being hunted now.
The second
And
game in which you're being
We'll
hunted.
kick
Yeah.
off our E3 highlights right now with the Pinnacle. Might as
Well,
well
yeah, this
say
really
Josh
was
and I
like-
called it.
This was the pinnacle.
Metroid 2D.
We called it.
We called it. Everyone knew this was going
I
to
mean,
happen.
it leaked
feel like.
15 years ago.
It leaked
That's
15
true.
years ago. It was a pretty predictable one.
Yeah.
It's not 4. 4 is confirmed. We get it. Whatever. We're waiting. It's probably gonna be stupidly gorgeous if we wait a little longer. We're gonna
Yeah.
get Metroid Prime 4. Very happy about
But this
that.
is
they
this
hit
is
us.
the official
They hit us.
like
They hit
fifth
us a
Metroid
Metroid
game.
5.
Yeah.
Technically, it's the 6th if you include the remake, but like 5.
Right,
for all
yeah,
intents and
remake
purposes.
would
Yeah,
work.
it's
Yeah,
the
I
I
mean,
mean,
why
it'd be
is
the
it the fifth?
Well, 'cause Zero Mission, I
seventh
mean,
if
but yeah.
you
Oh,
include the
true.
remake,
There are
because
two
there's a
remakes,
remake
that's
of two.
right.
Yeah.
I forgot about the remake too.
Yeah.
Regardless, this is it, guys. This is literally they've taken what looks like the most absolutely like crucial mechanics and made them as easily to use as possible from what I've seen in the gameplay. It literally looks like they've taken Prime and turned it into 2D and given you as much speed and like accuracy and agility as possible with all of these same mechanics.
Did
in
you
this
play?
amazing
Did you play
Metroidvania world.
the Metroid 2 remake?
Samus
I
Returns?
didn't. So I'm assuming it's more like that, where it's like
It's
'cause
very. I mean, the same
I'm more
people
used
made
to-
it. So like the same people
Oh,
who made
yeah.
the Metroid 2 remake are the ones who made Metroid Dread, which is
Smart.
the official title of Metroid 5.
Yeah.
And so a lot of like the mechanics that
So
went
giddy.
into
So excited.
to Metroid, what do they call it? Samus's Return.
Samus Returns.
Samus Returns,
Returns.
which the original is Metroid 2 Return of Samus. So
Yeah.
like a lot of
I
the
see what they did
mechanics
there.
that they put into Samus Returns are directly input into this, and you got to realize, like, you got to sit here and think that was a beta, or like maybe that was like
Yeah.
their kind of
Dry
sales
run, yeah,
pitch
like
to
trial
Nintendo
at it,
to
yeah.
They
be
didn't
like,
want to
yo,
do
we're
a
gonna
5 yet.
yeah.
They were like, let's try remaking one of the old ones first.
Yeah.
Dude.
And they pulled it off with flying colors. And so
Yeah,
we
they
see
did.
that coming here. And you're right, like the whole idea of Samus instead of being the hunter, being the hunted is like
Yeah.
forefront, like foremost whatever
The
design
concept, yeah.
concept for this game. With these weird
Yeah.
like robot.
I will
dudes
say
that are-
it's the only thing about the design that makes me slightly nervous because I feel like it's going to be a home run. The game's going to be good. I'm in my heart. I don't think this is going to be a bad game in the slightest.
No, not at all.
But when they do mechanics like having the certain number of like Guardian Sentinel type boss things that kind of do this, like Bowser's Fury. Okay, here where the Bowser just like interrupts you all the time and like rains
Mhm.
fire upon you. Amazing concept. It's awesome. It's beautiful. You get to fight him. But it's also fucking annoying sometimes
Yeah.
when it just happens and it's in
I'm
Fury
trying to
mode
do this
now and you're
thing,
like,
yeah.
I'm trying to do this thing. So I'm wondering how they're going to execute these robots. Are they going to be end of area bosses? Are they going to be
So-
there might be bad guys that interrupt you? But if they change the gameplay to make it like you have to like adhere, like the gameplay is like different and more challenging in certain ways and not just like, okay, I got to hide real quick. Like that's going to be like where I'm like, okay, how they execute it is very important. So
So
I
we've
don't know.
only seen a little bit of it. Like we've seen
That's
the
the thing,
first
yeah.
bit. It looked to be fairly predictable where the robot thing shows up.
Okay, so
I-
it's going
I
to be
don't
more
know
like
about
it changes
that.
the
So-
gameplay in the section.
It shows up, Paul, but not like it can follow you potentially. Is what
Sure.
it looked like to me.
Well, so if you take
Ooh.
Metroid Fusion for example, the times where like the what do you call it? I don't remember what it's called. Like the weird amoeba thing that copied Samus X or whatever. That it's very scripted when that thing shows up, right?
Yeah.
Now when you contrast that to what we saw at E3 is these robot dudes seem to appear at random and can also react to your sound, your movement. You will unlock abilities that will allow you to,
You now have
like,
stealth,
Yeah,
so it's
you'll get
actually going to
stealth
be.
Yeah.
You are truly being hunted. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
So I
so-
wonder what I got to know what the story here is. They're galactic robots. So the galactic, whatever empire embassy, I forget what the term is, but they're
Federation.
Federation. That's the word. It's the Galactic Federation. They're technically supposed to be the good guys. They employ Samus and a bunch of other bounty hunters. And in 3, you see the other bounty hunters, Metroid Prime 3, and they all die or whatever. And Samus is like the best we see. Okay. But now it seems like it's like kind of a Star Wars situation, actually, where like the core facility is either like overrun by its own power by accident or evil initially. And like Samus is like, fuck, I'm enemy number 1 now because public enemy number 1 because I'm their best bounty hunter. I have all their secrets and shit. And now I realized they're an evil corporation, maybe, or like any number of things like along that vein. Like I'd be super excited to see if the story was like a really big selling point here.
yeah.
Because it usually is, but it's also kind of vague in the 2D ones, not so much Fusion and like the
Which is
remakes,
fine.
I assume, which is fine. But I'd love to see some juice like in Prime and stuff, like some really juicy like lore. And
Yeah,
there
Fusion's
was,
the
like,
one
lore
that's got
dripping off
of the
walls.
2D ones definitely the most story.
Yeah, Fusion
Yeah.
has the most.
And
isn't
this
it
seems to
crazy?
be
It's
doing the
been-
same kind of
It's been 19 years since we got. I might need a fact check on that, but technically
Fusion.
No, that's
Fusion,
Fusion,
yeah.
Fusion was 4, right? And so technically, and then this is 5. 19 years later,
Yeah.
they're gonna knock it out of the park. It's absolutely the best thing at E3. It's absolutely the most
without a
anticipated
question.
game of the year. Without question, it's the most exciting thing. I'm almost more excited for it than Prime 4 until I see Prime 4, of course.
Yeah.
But like, it's arguably a better game. Like,
Yeah.
even if Prime 4 comes out and is amazing, it could arguably be said this is a better game just because it's so different. So
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
really excited about this game. It's fucking 10 out of 10. just like the announcement.
And really all the Metroid games are like freaking there. I haven't played any of the mainline Metroid games are awesome. I love every single one
of them. It's a Nintendo mainline. They have not slept. This is definitely a not slept on franchise.
Well,
a lot of people like
yes Metroid, and no. Here's the thing: it doesn't sell very well. Is the problem?
Which is crazy because I feel like it's as cult as Mario.
Yeah.
To me, it's like Mario, Metroid, like Zelda, Donkey Kong. Like they're all in the same league. Like Star Fox, these are in the league, the big boys.
They're the OGs. They're the original.
Metroid is up there with Zelda in my opinion. Like as far as how good these games are taken care of by the creators. But like, I agree. It doesn't sell as well. That's why they do like the triple pack, like on the Wii U, and like all these remakes and stuff. They're trying to bring back knowledge of it, and Samus is in all these auxiliary Nintendo games. Yeah, and I'm surprised Samus isn't in more like Mario Golf Kart type shit. Like I can't believe she's
I mean, they're Smash Brothers and people love him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wow.
How dare you?
Zelda's a girl. Or you know what I mean. I'm bad at memes.
Jesus.
But yeah, best thing at E3. And now, shall we continue down the line at the rest?
Well, I do want to say one more thing. One more thought that I have.
Metro talk.
So the robot. That is my big
Galactic Federation robot.
Yeah. I am scared about the design of that.
That's what I'm saying. Wait, why? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah,
I think Valve's going to sue somebody.
You what?
I think Valve is going to sue somebody. It looks like something Portal? Straight out of Portal.
It's not though. It's just like a detection robot.
It's not, but it's like, oh, it's so close.
Valve isn't gonna do
straight up like I know they're not. I know that like
they better not.
They hate controversy.
But they're all different colors and stuff. It's just like the first one they show is like the white one, and we're like, ugh.
Exactly. I was like, boy, that's just straight up Gladys right there.
Yeah, also, I would really like to see some variation in them too.
I don't think Nintendo's afraid of getting sued by anyone either.
Nintendo doesn't give a fuck. They're like, we just made a better game than you, bitch.
They'll just throw money at it and it'll go away.
Yeah,
but
not even. They'll just be like, fuck you, we win.
I guess my point being is,
the judge is like, no, you didn't. They're like, no, we did.
No, we did that. No, shit. All right.
But it is what it is. That's just my final thought on.
Maybe that's funny, but yeah, I think it's going to be
design. It's like it fits the mold. It fits everything perfectly.
I think this is the perfect console for this game to come out on. The Switch to me is like a memory box. It's like all my favorite games from every. I haven't seen Star Fox yet. Well, technically we did, but like aside from that, like the slight misnomer of no Star Fox, kinda.
I don't think there's ever going to be a mainline Star Fox game again.
I think 64 was the best, and that's that.
I think so. I think you're right.
Bring 64, remake 64 with the exact same controls. The controls that made that fucking game the best, and I would die.
Just a straight up remake of Star Fox 64 would be rad, and no one would be mad at that.
No one would play.
But make the multiplayer online. Fuck me, dude.
Not just that, but let's you do co-op in the levels, and then fucking let me hold down the A button to get rapid fire instead of pressing the A button over and over again. It's not even really a complaint.
But how would you charge your bomb? Wait, no, bomb's a different button. Just kidding.
Yeah,
wait, no, but you're locked though. You're locked on.
You're locked.
Yeah, you're locked on.
So you just gotta break
you got shoulder buttons now. Use them.
Yeah, it's maybe like a shoulder thing, like charge.
There were shoulder buttons on the
I know,
64 controller.
I fucked up my A button so bad with that game, but
that whole,
regardless.
The N64 contrler, as we all know, was quite stupid.
It's the worst controller.
Reach one of the shoulder buttons.
Dude, there's these really nice third party 64 controllers that I'm very interested in getting. The only reason I haven't gotten them yet is because I just don't play my 64 very often. But if I ever decided to start streaming on my 64 again, I would for sure get these controllers. I'll send it in Discord. They're rad looking, but it's like a
point.
Sorry.
Was the Switch is basically like a time capsule for all these old games.
Yeah.
And so like bringing a 2D Metroid game is like almost essential. Like we have Super on it. We don't even have Super, do we?
Yeah, we have Super.
Yeah, that's how I played Super.
Okay, we do have Super. Yeah. We do have Super. So that's great. We have one, and now we get like a real one. Like we get the Link's Awakening remake, basically, but like in Metroid form, but like a new game.
Except for that would have been the Return of Samus, which is on the 3DS. I want them to port that to there's no reason not to port that to the Switch.
The Return of Samus?
Yeah, that game's fucking rad.
Game Boy Store, bro. Fuck. Oh my god, make it online so I can play Pokemon on like battle fucking blue version with my friends and are you kidding me?
That's something a lot of people expected to be at E3. Nothing. Not a goddamn word of it. Yeah,
And
no Game Boy, no Game Boy Advance, no
Nothing.
64, no GameCube,
Bupkis.
none of it.
Oh,
Nothing.
will
we
say-
should mention Metroid Dread drops October 8th.
Which is
October
soon.
8th.
I
Yeah.
will be just back from Bangor
Ooh.
Comic Con and ready to
How
play
many months is
Metroid.
this? 4 months? I can't even think about it. It's too far. All right. But yes, that's going to be my life.
Yeah.
I hope it's long and difficult.
I'm stoked about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
hope
really
it's a very
love
difficult game.
Yeah.
I really hope they don't tune it down for the Switch.
Yeah.
I hope they make it like really fucking
Well,
hard.
it needs to be playable, but yes, also really.
Well, it needs to be
difficult
like
because it's
super
Metroid.
hard, like
Yeah.
Super Metroid
Yeah.
hard is what I mean.
Same,
in my
same
opinion.
level as Super Metroid.
But not as clunky. Obviously,
Yeah,
you
I
need to
mean
be
it
able to,
looks
like,
and
become
they
more
they
and more.
haven't made a 2D Metroid that wasn't that level of difficulty. You know.
Yeah.
No,
Like-
not even. Super is like the hardest. Well, the first one, but then like Super is the hardest of like the mainstream ones, and only really because like the map system, and they like kind of
Yeah.
perfected that along the way.
Yeah.
So
They really did.
I feel like, yeah, no, they're gonna knock it out of the park. Where are we?
Yep.
Let's talk about the rest of Nintendo. Wait, so we got some Zelda news. It's some
So,
Zelda
so
news
we're gonna
we
knock
had.
out the big two and then
Yeah,
talk about the shitty
Then
stuff
kind of
after.
devour the. Why not? Yeah,
Okay.
we're already kind of in it.
So
So guess what? Wait, first, what didn't we get news for? We did not hear any Mario news except for golf, which we already knew.
Yeah, we already knew.
It makes you want to cry. Like, we did
do
not
you
get
count?
Odyssey
Do you
of
count
Effect
Wario? Where's Mario?
Nah, Wario franchise.
That's a little different. That's a
Okay.
different
Charles
ballgame.
Martinet did voice it.
What
in that
about
commercial,
Mario
but-
plus
it was
Rabbids?
Big, who cares? It's XCOM.
I don't think
A
that
lot of
has
people care. A
XCOM.
lot of people really
I
like
know,
that.
I
My
know.
brother
It's-
loves
it's,
it.
Apparently
It's a
they
good game. It's a good
changed-
game.
They apparently changed the style of combat in this one to where it is a little more fast and like you can
Yeah.
actually run around JRPG style around the battlefield in a different. It's like super different and like way
Mhm.
more fast paced. So
It looks
I bet
really
this is
good.
like it's
Yeah.
probably really
Yeah, I'm
fucking
in.
good.
I didn't
might
play the
it
first
at a
one.
friend's
I hear
house.
it's great. I didn't play it.
If there's a
This
demo,
one
I'll
looks-
try it.
We were in a voice chat during E3 and we were talking about it, and I was like, "That's not a game for me, but I definitely look forward to watching like Game Grumps."
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
I
that
would
was
love
like
to-
the number one comment from me throughout all of E3, not just Nintendo. Was like,
Right.
this
Yeah.
game looks fucking rad for someone else to play and me
For
not to.
someone else.
You know,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
this game looks really awesome for me to really
For
not want to
you.
play. I don't want to play
And
it.
we had a
You
good
know?
discussion with this on our Discord. Join our Discord.
Yeah.
Do
We had a
that.
really good discussion about this on our Discord. Is like there are a lot of things for a lot of people, just not a lot for the three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we
I gotta
just
really
picky old
fine-tune-
curmudgeons or what's
no,
going on?
yeah. I was about to say the older I get, the more I'm funneled into my favorites.
Yeah,
Like the
that's
more you
true.
give me a
Yeah.
2D Metroid game, and I'm like, that's the best game that comes out this year, 100%. My mind can't be changed. Like, you know what I mean? Like all these crazy
Right.
games that have come
Right.
out, I don't even give a fuck. That's the best game this year. But that's also like my style and our taste. It's
Yeah.
like there's just things that like strike a chord with us. It's actually this game did strike a chord with all three of us though, which is pretty cool. But
Yeah.
like very rarely, yeah, it's the case. Yeah, this whole thing was like kind of lackluster. Let's be
So
real.
let's go through
Yeah.
the Zelda announcement. So the first
Yeah,
thing
the
that
Zelda
they
announcement.
showed us was
Not
well, the
Right.
first thing they showed us was a little bit more of Skyward Sword, right?
Well,
Yeah.
no, dude,
Yeah.
you're missing one. There was DLC for Hyrule Age of Calamity.
That was the first thing,
yeah.
the first thing was
Like,
fucking
wait,
paid DLC for a
That's
game
right.
that's been out
Paid
for over
DLC
a year.
for
Almost a year.
you're so right. You're so right.
Yeah.
It was. So you're right. It was Hyrule
It'll have
Warriors
been
Age
out
of
for a
Calamity
year by the time it comes
DLC.
out. Yeah.
Which is cool, fine. You know,
No,
like
it's not. It's
okay.
shit. It's a shit announcement, and I'm sure it'll be fun, but it's a paid fucking DLC coming out a year after the launch mark on a
Yeah.
game that arguably gets tired after the first few months of playing it.
yeah,
So
like
it's
do you
like,
want to pay
yeah.
for that DLC? Probably not.
Like, no, like there's so
if
much
that was
bonus
free
content after
DLC,
the
it'd be
game.
rad.
There's so much post game
oh,
shit
yeah.
I could do
It was
right
like,
now that's
hey.
not paid, and I like don't want to do it. So like, why pay more? Like,
If they were just like, "Hey, we dropped this DLC, go play this thing," as
Yeah.
soon as you're done watching this here.
Well, so here's the,
Yeah.
the one problem.
That would be cool.
I think that it's I think Age of Calamity is a really good game that
Very
I
good
haven't
game.
finished.
Yeah.
very
but-
good, but that's the end for you. Trust
Yeah,
me.
it's kind of I don't know that I'm going to pick it up again. And that's
Yeah.
but like the biggest knock that I have against it isn't even like what the game has to offer, it's what it doesn't have. And that is like the original Hyrule Warriors game had a bunch of other really cool modes and also a bunch of other really cool characters. I think as cool as it is
You couldn't
putting
play
like
as bad
making
guys
it
in this one.
like a trilogy, you can play as bad guys.
What?
Yeah,
When?
Ganon's unlockable, I'm pretty sure. Or there's
What?
there's unlockable bad guys in it. I'm
Oh,
like
must be secret
99%
unlocks.
positive. Yeah, they may be secret. Anyway,
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The you don't have like the bells and whistles and the fun stuff that the original had. Like the original
Yeah.
had characters that were kind of like, you know, not necessarily
Quirky.
like
Tingle.
sure,
Fairy.
yeah, exactly. Like they and you could pull
But
from
you have
different
Fairy in this
games.
one.
You didn't have to be like pigeonholed into the Breath of the Wild
Breath, yeah.
like world there. They also had different modes. There's that like adventure mode which plays very much like, you know, the original Zelda, which is very fun, you know.
Yeah. I did like that.
Josh, as a means of fact check, yes, Calamity Ganon is unlockable.
Wow. I need to unlock that shit. I did not
Josh
unlock
is
him.
like, I'm done with this
Is he the
game.
only bad guy
And
that's
they're like, wait a
unlockable?
minute, you can unlock Ganon? We back.
Well, even if
We
every
back,
time I
boys.
unlocked a character, I'm like play a few of their levels and then like go back to Link.
Sure.
Like to me, like
Yeah.
Link was the best character in the game, like
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
Like he was in the first one, like because he got all the sweet upgrades and shit. And I'm like, you play as him so much in the beginning just to level up and beat the levels that it's like, okay, now he's my best character. Now I'm just gonna play as him like all the time.
Yeah.
Get so good
Yeah.
with him. Feels like more of a Zelda game that way to me, and then I'll occasionally play with the others to mix it up. But
Right.
yeah, the game honestly does get really fucking repetitive, although it doesn't get super like you can pick it up and like still have fun. Like if I picked it up right now, even if I'm begrudging about it, I'd still have fun with it.
It's a great
But
like I gotta
My
take a shit
mind
and
is like,
play through
yeah,
a level game. You know,
Yeah.
like I want to play
Yeah.
Battle. I go, you know,
yeah.
I go number 2.
But aside from that, what else do we get? So we got Skyward
Bring the
Sword, looks
Switch.
great. Skyward Sword is going to be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
If the
Yep, can't
controls are, it'll make it a perfect 10 if the controls are better than it was on the Wii. In my opinion, that's the only thing that held it back. And not even everyone feels this way. It's definitely an incredible fucking game, and everyone's going to be able to play it now. The origin story of Zelda, like Jesus.
Yeah.
That being said, okay, but now we'll say something that was missing. So we did not get an announcement for the 35th anniversary.
We kind of
collection.
did. We
What?
kind
How
of
did we get an announcement? Okay, so
This
we
is
got
this
a
is
fucking
this is
Game
what
&
Al
Watch.
Numa did. Al Numa
We
comes
got-
out and he's like, "Yo, check this out. We have this. It's the new Game & Watch for Zelda.
new
You can
35th
play. You
anniversary
can play.
Game & Watch.
We did it special for
I
because
will
it's the
say,
35th anniversary of
Link's
Zelda.
Awakening, though,
It's got
Link's
Zelda
Awakening's
1,
cool.
Zelda 2, Link's Awakening. We're not doing a Zelda 35th anniversary. Forget about it. Don't even
This
think
is
about
it.
it. Don't ask
and
us.
we're gonna charge $60 for it. This is it.
So like
Very
immediately you're like there's exciting things about the Game & Watch, right? Like
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
get
pre-ordered
that.
it.
Dude, Link's Awakening, I'm
Yes,
getting that. Once
yeah.
I heard that, I was like, oh my god, are you joking?
Exactly,
What?
exactly.
Dude,
Link's
and the other two
Awakening
was just a bonus.
alone made it worth it
Alone.
for me.
100%.
But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
100%.
and so I already pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
But
At first, I was like, and then I heard that, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm buying that.
the
1000%.
important thing to note during that announcement was Al Numa very specifically said, we have no other games or campaigns planned for
Well,
the
he means for
35th
Zelda though. Oh wait, yeah, for the 30.
for the
So
35th
okay,
anniversary.
I'm gonna call bullshit on him because he doesn't have anything planned. But that doesn't mean they're not gonna randomly.
Don't even,
unplanned
Josh.
it.
You know that's not a thing.
I know,
Reading in
okay,
between
okay.
the lines on this one is rough.
Okay,
like
time
you
out.
really
just
gotta
because
squint.
just because it's not planned doesn't mean the game isn't in production though. We may possibly get it at a later date. Like, and they may literally be remastering these bad boys, or maybe porting the HD Wind Waker version onto it, or maybe it's not coming, and it really sucks that they
And
give
maybe
us.
Josh's heart will be broken.
Yeah, they give us. First of all, we didn't get to see a new Mario game for the 35th. Okay, that was kind of sad. Paper Mario, but they're kind of giving us a half-ass version of each one each year. Like Paper Mario,
But they still
and
did a
this year-
lot of really good stuff for the 35th anniversary
Yeah.
of Mario. A lot of like I felt
Yeah,
like
I guess.
because even like they even did
Oh, yeah,
like
they did for Mario,
non-game
yeah.
stuff. There was other merchandise like they like and they made a big deal. They made a
Ooh,
big celebration.
Legos.
They're even like
The
this
Legos, the
celebration
shoes,
is going
the Mario
on.
Kart track.
Yeah, exactly. They're like this celebration's going on through March of next year,
Yeah.
and we're like,
I will
okay,
say,
cool.
if this is the case and we don't see the same treatment for every 35th, like we're not seeing it for Metroid.
I
So
wouldn't expect
that's-
it for
yeah.
Metroid, but man,
But we did
Zelda's
get a
so
new-
huge.
We got a new Metroid game during its 35th. That's huge. So that to me is like, if you're not going to give us a fucking new Zelda game, like I thought, to me, like my dialogue with Nintendo was like, I thought Zelda was as big as Mario, bro. My bad. Like, because
Yeah.
apparently they think Mario is the biggest. I'm
Well,
not saying they're playing
he
favorites,
is,
but I guess
but-
if you have to choose one, pick Mario. But that makes me feel like to them, Zelda's less special.
I
like,
just
they're
felt
not
like-
willing to do
like-
the same treatment.
Zelda fans just got kind of disrespected.
We got a little shafted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say we didn't get it. We also got Hyrule Warriors last year, and I was like, sweet, a taste. Like
Yeah.
that we can count it in the 35th, I guess, because it's kind of off kilter a little.
Right.
But like, damn, dude. If someone was like the 35th anniversary of Zelda's coming, you can rewind and see our reactions. It would be like, yeah, we're getting all this shit. We predicted the things that we were gonna get. As
we
true
predicted
fans.
some
It's
wild
like,
shit.
we
Zelda
did not
35.
get that.
I mean, those
Goddamn.
were our biggest predictions.
Yeah.
Is all Zelda 35 stuff.
All Zelda.
Yeah.
And you know, here we go with all they gave us for Breath of the Wild 2 is we're
Yeah.
targeting a 2022 release.
Okay,
Yeah. So let's talk about Breath. Actually,
let's talk
yes.
about Breath 2. It was a very short trailer, but I feel
Yeah.
like it was a very telling trailer.
It was telling, but there's clearly more to tell. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and
Oh,
and
well.
you know Nintendo does that on
So
purpose.
speaking so first off, with the time stones you were talking about earlier, there's gonna be some more time travel. I'm excited about that.
Do we
You see that
know
shit?
that there's time travel?
Someone like compared pictures and like showed all
so
this
there
shit,
was
yeah.
definitely let's go. I mean, if we're gonna go balls to the walls with this, there's some
Balls of it.
crazy theories bouncing around out there.
Yeah, dude. I'm
There's
really
time
excited.
travel theories. There's theories that we're playing as Ganon. There's
I've seen
there's
that one,
theories
yeah.
that
To
were
me, we haven't
the
seen Link's face yet. So
they didn't
people are
show.
like,
Yeah, you're right.
Did not show Link's face,
And
which is
that was very
actually
intentional.
Great.
Now,
And that's
I'll
very
be honest though.
intentional,
Also,
yeah.
it's intentional for one reason or another. Another potential reason for that is faces are really hard to render.
Wait, actually, no. Hold up. There's also
They don't have.
that's
They're
true.
using the same engine. They
They're
don't have
using
to
the same
fucking
engine. They
re-render
could at
it.
least do a dumb Link face,
They
but
can also do asset swaps.
Here's
Like,
the thing. Someone was like, someone posted a thing that said like, the Nintendo said they can't reveal the name of the game because it's telling to what happens in the game. So it could be like Mark of Darkness, and like
Sure.
Link gets fused with Ganon, and like literally Ganon like puts his essence in him, and he
Well,
becomes
so-
part of Ganon, trying to free himself and save Zelda.
Sure. Well, there's a lot
That'd
of
be a sick fucking
crazy things.
story.
Like if you think about like the outfit that he's wearing matches the same outfit as Raisin Ganon in the in the trailer. You know,
It's a Gerudo style wardrobe. He changes completely. Yeah.
yeah, and as well, like if you look at the picture of like the ancient
Oh,
hero.
dude. It's a lot.
And like it looks like he's wearing the same uniform,
Dude,
like the
as a
same
Zelda
uniform,
fan,
but
as
he's
a
got
Zelda fan, it's,
he's
like,
got red
titillating,
hair
dude.
that looks like Link's hair in
Yeah.
the new game, and
Link's hair looks like Ganon's hair.
and he's
is
got
my-
he's
but
got a
not
longer
red.
nose, he's got darker skin, like he looks like Ganon. Only and that was it. I mean, that's from the original Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
That ancient hero.
I bet
thing.
when they show his face, it's going to be like a little more like chiseled and like maybe darker eyebrows and like kind of like doing it, and like maybe a more dark face. But I don't think it's going to be not Link because they still have the blonde hair and all that. But like the hair is telling.
But who knows,
the
that
arm is
could be
telling.
part. The arm's very telling. It could be
Yeah.
part of his transformation. Maybe as you go along, your hair turns red. Like
Yeah.
Like slow progression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My only
because
thought is
well, think about this, and this just came out of
bring it.
right out of my ass. The what is it called? Like the malice, the corruption. It's that pinkish
Yeah.
red color, right?
Uh-huh.
What and that's what kind of overtook him. Yeah. What if that's what
What if it's continuing to take over
it's
him?
continuing throughout the game to take
Yeah,
over Link,
dude.
and that's what turns
And
his
at the
hair
end,
red.
you're like fully. It's like and Zelda like saves you or something. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
Or no, or
dude.
maybe Ganon. Maybe that's what he's like. You're the body I need, and he like can't revive his current body because it's like decrepit and shit. And he like puts the curse on Link to become the new Ganon, and he like puts the spirit. And when
Or
he's fully
maybe
Ganon,
it's like a time loop thing, and like you are the hero from 10,000 years ago or whatever, and
oh, what if you keep reversing
and that
time?
and
to,
that
like,
hero
undo the
was
curse?
Ganon, and then when Ganon gets fucking corrupted, like he becomes Ganon. I don't know.
What if
This
he
is
sends
crazy.
him back?
This is crazy.
He could say, what if he
just
sends
making
Link
shit
back
up.
and he's like, you have to do this for me. It's the only way to come back and save Zelda or whatever.
Maybe.
Dude, also, I'm a little nervous about the Zelda part because she is a really weak character, in my opinion, in Breath
Well,
of the
she
Wild.
falls down a fucking hole at the
she
beginning
finds a
of the
fucking
game.
hole.
So
And we don't hear any dialogue, so maybe she doesn't even say a word. But to
Yeah.
me, she's the weakest Zelda ever made. Like as far as Breath of the Wild. Like, so getting rid of her is a smart idea. I was worried that she was gonna be a playable character. One of the big theories was that they were down there together and she cut her hair because
Yeah.
like it's adventure style Zelda. She's a playable character now.
yeah,
No,
well, and that's what a
thankfully,
lot
that
of
is
people
not
were
the case.
speculating. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
thankful it's not the case
a
because I
couple other
want
things-
a more Link story.
Yeah, for sure. A couple other things that people have noticed is like little things like the eyes that you see like represented in some of like the architecture and on some of the like that robot looking thing, also on Link's shield,
Mhm.
is the Eye of Vati, which
Can you
is
imagine 4-sword mashup?
or
Yeah.
Minish Cap is
So
where
Vati
Minish
is
Cap is
still-
where Vati originated.
Vati is the
Right.
wind god sorcerer
Yeah.
/ sorcerer, but he actually is a servant of Ganon still. So it's possible like he's summoning. Oh my god! What if he like sends Link as a servant of him with the corruption? Only way to save it and stop it is to and not be the inevitable Ganon and save Zelda is to do these things, go to each timeline and like bring his servants
Yeah.
about.
Here's another
Like,
thing
oh, dude,
to think
wow.
about. So a lot of this takes place in the sky, right? Vati was originally
That's what we
a
think, yeah.
Picori, and the Picori originally came from where? The sky.
Not to mention Skyloft, dude.
Not to
Dude,
mention
I'm thinking,
Skyloft. Yeah.
I think this, if they do their cards right, we're not even talking about gameplay yet. If they play their cards right with the story, they, first of all, the last one was weak for a
It's
Zelda game.
Ass.
Weak.
It's so bad.
I'm not saying it was bad though.
It's bad.
Like,
It's not
bad.
as a
good.
regular game, it was like not great, and then as a Zelda game, you're like, "Fuck, cringe city." It's like
Yeah.
my heart. So if any one of our ideas, or even close to these, are like close, it's like actually like so exciting to me that I want to explode like the possibilities of these insane stories, like Ganon and Link on the same team, or any number of crazy fucking things. Like it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. So now the gameplay, I'm a little worried because it seems really close to Breath of the Wild, but maybe it uses these really core weapons and items to kind of like mitigate the shittiness of regular Breath of the Wild style broken weapons and like giant landscapes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like it seems like the islands in the sky are going to be like, I don't even know how this gameplay is going to work. Like, you know, so we don't understand anything except that you can like go onto islands and you can then jump off. We don't understand
One
anything
thing-
beyond that. So, and there's
There's
new
two
weapons.
Two
So we're
gameplay
hoping there's a
elements that
giant
I
inventory.
noticed right off the bat, right?
Ooh. Hydrate.
Number
Yeah.
one was you don't have the thingy anymore. The
You don't have the
Nintendo
Sheikah Slate.
Switch. Yeah,
The
the
Sheikah
Sheikah
Slate
Slate.
is gone.
Sheikah
And
Slate's
that
gone.
means you have items. That means
Not
you have items now.
necessarily. I think
Well, what
that
else?
the powers
They came
that you're
from the Sheikah
using
Slate.
are coming from what the fuck
Oh,
is
your
going on
arm.
with your
Now
arm.
they're coming. But that's what I'm saying. But the last
Okay.
time your powers are coming from the Sheikah Slate.
Sure, sure.
And now your powers are going to be like,
Well, it looks like it's
power-based.
coming from the arm, from
Yeah.
the trailer. But
It's true.
there was one other thing that I did notice, and that's when he's fighting some weird thing coming down from the ceiling, and in what looks to be a dungeon.
please God.
Right. With an item that looks to be like, I don't know how you could use. I mean, I guess you could make this a destructible item. It looks like some type of shield, but it's a fucking flamethrower. You know.
Oh wow,
And-
because a fire rod. It's just like a
Sure,
3D
yeah,
thing,
something like that. I mean, this looks like a fire shield. It looks like a shield with a dragon's head on the front of it, and he's
What if it's
shooting
a different-
fire out of it at this enemy thing.
It could be just a different shield. That'd be sick if there was
It
like
could be just a
elemental-
different. Now, if that's like a breakable shield, I'm gonna be upset. You know, like why?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get something that
fucking-
dope and you're just it breaks after 3 uses. No, forget it.
Yeah,
That's
Dude, what if
dumb.
they just took out durability? What if they were just like, you know,
He's-
actually, we're just not gonna. I fuck it. We screwed up. I'm sorry.
we made
And
a
they, like,
huge
You
mistake.
could easily take it out
made a
of a
huge
game.
mistake.
Like this isn't like something that changes the game for the better or worse necessarily, but like there's no like taking it out and missing it. Like it doesn't break the game by not having this mechanic in it.
No, it
Literally, you
fixes the
could-
game.
It fixes the game. You could take it out and I'd want to increase my storage. I'd care about having additional all this shit. I'd care about searching for legendary
Mhm.
items. I would care
Yeah.
so much more about every pickup and fighting and sneaking up on bad guys and all that shit. And it would make me put so many more hours into the game they don't even understand it if I could keep
Yeah.
any fucking one of these weapons and items. And it's like,
Mhm.
Jesus Christ, you kidding? Bravo for the item inventory though, like the regular stuff in Breath. That was awesome. And the crafting was not good
I
enough.
don't like the
but
crafting.
yeah, I think that
I don't
crafting
want-
should be it. We need to see some like I want a fucking bundle of sticks to be a bundle of arrows. Like you joking? Like the fact that you have to buy all your arrows is crazy.
What was that
What's
noise?
My phone blew up.
Okay.
But
Here's
So
the thing.
that's-
I
yeah.
like. You can keep crafting. I don't want crafting in a Zelda game. Fuck
We
that
don't
shit.
need
When
it.
has it
We
ever
don't
been in
need
a
it, I
Zelda
agree.
game? Doesn't need to be in a
Never.
Zelda game. Like,
It's
Like-
foolish. It's just
we play
gratuitous
trading
nonsense.
games in Zelda. We don't craft.
yeah, I would
Right.
rather. I'd be fine with
Yeah.
that. I mean, that's my least favorite thing about Zelda games are like the trading sequences. But I
Really?
would way rather
mind them
that.
all.
I would way prefer that to
It's just a Zelda trope.
having
is
to
what I
craft
mean, yeah.
things. Yeah, exactly. And like, I don't know, I like to be able to cut grass and get a heart or a rupee out of it. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
love
Like,
that.
I don't,
Yeah.
I like
Forgot
one of
about
the
all
things that
that.
really bothers me is the way that life is managed in Breath of the Wild. And I want a return to form on that. And I don't think that's going to
Dude,
happen. I honestly don't.
You're
But
like infinitely powerful in Breath of the Wild, which I actually hate. Like I hate that it's not as this game is the easiest Zelda game ever fucking made for anyone who hasn't actually played this game. Breath of the Wild, one of my complaints, it does not scale. All the dungeons are level 1, like literally the easiest finale. It is the easiest fucking game. People
Well,
beat in
yeah,
12 minutes
yeah.
without glitching. I'm just
It
like,
also,
what the fuck?
you know, it's
Yeah.
the easiest if you utilize. Here's the thing: if you utilize like the crafting system, which is annoying as fuck, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
And you grind your dick hole off to get like your
You shake a
armor
bunch of trees.
all the way up.
You could just eat like 20 apples when
Sure.
you're about to die.
Sure, fine. Yeah.
Seriously.
But like, yeah.
The
But
apple orchard, we
there's
all know
certain
where it
enemies
is.
that can just like one hit you, right?
Yeah,
Unless
Lionel's
you
and shit.
grind your dick off to like upgrade your
hearts.
armor and stuff,
Yeah.
which is or get a ton of hearts, which is a
Yeah.
pain in the ass as well. I want to be able to beat a dungeon, get a heart. You know,
Yeah,
or like find heart
exactly.
pieces.
I
Like,
want to be
That's
able to
core
beat it.
Zelda mechanic.
I
Yeah.
want to get a new item and use it, and then like really be forced to think about how to use it in a dungeon, and
Sure.
then fucking fight a boss that gives me a heart, and then just have that item and use it occasionally all the time. You know, like the item progression was not in Breath. That needs to be in this. The bosses, like, we need to have real shit in this fucking game. They better
Yeah.
understand this. But I think it's gonna be.
Jeez.
I think it's gonna be.
Who is that?
Who's that?
Me?
It's
Me?
you.
Oh no. Who fucked up?
It's coming through Zach's
Uh-oh,
speakers,
Zach.
I think.
All right, should I stop talking?
I don't know. I think he fixed it. I'm not hearing myself anymore.
We fucked up the whole stream. Crashed. Zach broke the internet.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think we're
right.
good. I think we're
It's
good.
me.
Okay, it's you. Okay.
We
well,
I'm not hearing any echo anymore.
well, here, let's talk about other things. Okay, Zelda, we're going to give Zelda a 5 out of 10. I
Yeah.
think we did not get anything new, but we're getting some fun things. If you're a Zelda fan, you get Skyward Sword, you get bullshit DLC, you get a cool pocket watch, and you get some disappointment too, because we don't even get the real game for like another. Like, I'm scared it's going to come like the new console is like we're on the precipice. Like, I'm already like freaking out about their
Are we?
timing.
I don't know. What like
That's the thing. Are we not? I don't know. The Switch is like, again, it's like a memory bank. I would love it if the Switch went for 10 years. That would be fucking sick. Like, I don't even give a shit if it feels old. Like, it won't feel old to me. And being able to have all these games on it, like, I already know the Switch is a console that I'll like keep throughout the years, just
Yeah.
because of how many different like old school games were brought to new. But, like,
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't like if they come out with a new Switch. I don't think it's gonna be like he kicked the USB for his headset.
the
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
even. Okay.
you're good.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I kicked
Yeah,
the.
everything's
there's a-
fine. You fixed it like 5 minutes ago. You're freaking out over nothing.
Well, no, because I had to like unplug the thing and replug it
Yeah,
and
no, I
reset.
got
That's
you.
it.
You're good.
Anyway, we're good.
Where was I? We're talking about Zelda. We're talking
Yeah.
about. Dude, I totally lost my train of thought. Josh, what was I saying a second ago?
Nintendo, Zelda. Zelda's awesome. Something about nothing coming out.
Oh, we're talking about the new Switch. Okay, so
Oh yeah, it's new Switch.
even if they do make a new Switch, it's gonna be a new Switch. It's not gonna replace
Yeah.
the Switch, right? Like it's gonna be a new variation of the
Yeah.
Switch. It'll be like the new 3DS versus the 3DS. Your 3DS is still a working
That's what I'm
console.
thinking.
Still
Are
play
they
just
just
about
gonna-
everything. That
What if
comes
they
out.
just go? What if they just go balls to the wall and they're like, okay, you know what? We're gonna swallow our pride for 3 years. We're gonna do an 8-year model on the Switch, and then not come out with a second model, or maybe a small variation, and save all their shit for an actual new console.
8 years
like
is
we
a
are-
it's like a normal
long
console. That's a
time.
long
Yeah.
console
5 years
cycle.
is normal for Nintendo. That's what's crazy. Look at this. So Super Nintendo 91 and N64 96. That was only 5 years. Okay, 96, 2001, 5 years. 2001 to 2006, 5 years. The Wii U came out in 2012. So that's 2000. That one's a longer gap. So that one was 6 years. But still, then when did the Switch come out? 2016? Because we're in the 5th year of it now.
Hey,
so
you're
that was
right.
literally
We're
only
like-
4 years, 3 or 4 years. So we have Nintendo has a very short lifespan. It's the Switch is getting into the higher age. age range now. So
And
I'm
it
just like,
already
ugh.
feels dated as fuck. I love my Switch to death. I love it. I
know.
play it
I
all
just
the
know
time.
it's not new. Yeah.
It just feels
Mhm.
so dated.
But when something comes
Especially
out on it, I'm
especially
still
when
like
I
very
pick up
excited.
fucking this game and I play this and I'm
Yeah.
like, there's no load
You
times
know.
and it looks 10 times
Load
better than
times,
anything I
yeah.
will ever
The
play on the
load times
Switch.
is crazy.
Like,
Yeah.
For those of you listening post, not watching the video, he was holding Demon Souls.
Mm. Demon Souls, yes.
Yeah. Fucking Demon
So
Souls.
no,
man.
I get that, but there's still like a feeling. There's still like we're unanimous in saying Dread was like the best game at E3, right? And like even Zelda news is more titillating than the rest of like anything that was announced.
Yeah.
So like we're all in agreement. I already forgot where I was going with that. Damn it! I was talking about Nintendo in some way, but
I don't know. You made
I
a
mean-
very good point about this being at the
Yeah.
end of the life cycle.
Yeah.
So maybe there
Yeah.
is a brand new console coming out that
Yeah.
that it goes beyond the
just not ready
Switch.
to talk about
I
that?
don't think that's what they're gonna do. I think they're gonna come out with an iteration of the Switch instead of a brand new one.
Well, they did
'cause-
though. Switch Lite.
Yeah, you're right.
did.
They did. I
many
think they're
Game Boys
gonna
were
I think
there?
they're gonna iterate up instead of iterate
Yeah.
laterally or
I think
or
the
down.
Switch is a handheld console as well, so we'll still sell. And if they make just a more awesome version of it, it could just be like sold as like the handheld console. I don't know if
Right.
Nintendo is going to continue. Like each thing has a gimmick. Nintendo always a gimmick. You know they'll
Well,
continue
so
with the
Doug Bowser
gyroscopic
actually
motion.
just made a state. People asked him about
Okay.
the Nintendo Switch Pro, and he basically made a statement that was exactly what you're saying. He's like,
What do you say?
I don't have the quote, so I'm gonna
He was
butcher
like
it.
each thing is like a gimmick. Each Nintendo.
Basically, yeah, basically to that like same degree as what you're saying. Like we're constantly thinking about new technology and how to implement it, and basically when we're ready to unveil something, it will have a specific purpose, like and it will have like a specific use within.
That's why Nintendo is just so
you know,
cool. They're actually like innovative. They're not just like, no offense to any of the other consoles, but they're not just like, here's a better looking, stronger console. Like PS5, glorious, of course.
The
But
controller
again, it's
on
just-
the PS5
yeah,
is a game
all
changer.
all that's good.
Right,
the game,
but
okay, the
did we
controller is a
expect that?
variation, but that's the thing.
No,
Yeah, we just
Like
expected like
that's not expected from a PlayStation
Yeah.
console.
which
A
is
Yeah.
PlayStation
rad.
console
Like,
generation is just the expectation is, oh, we're just getting better hardware.
sure.
Yeah, true. So the unexpected stuff is really nice. Nintendo is just always curveballing you. Like everyone's unsure when a new Nintendo console comes
Yeah.
out. Like the Switch,
Yeah.
I'm playing on my Wii U, and I'm like, the Switch. What the fuck? Like, I'm like,
this
you know,
thing?
I'm
Yeah.
not always like, yeah, it's a new Nintendo console. Sometimes I'm like, oh, is it gonna be good? Like,
Well, I
I'm so
remember
worried.
moving
Like, the Switch
moving
freaked me
from,
out,
GameCube to Wii, the transition
freaks
took
me out.
forever.
dude. And 64 to
Forever, because-
GameCube, I was stoked on though. I was
Yeah,
like,
well,
fuck
because
yeah.
the 64
Fuck
controller was
yeah.
garbage. We're back here again.
GameCube was God mode to me.
Yeah,
Oh,
I couldn't
Jesus.
get off the 64 quick enough, honestly.
Yeah.
64 was a small
Not,
blip. That's
not
what I'm
that
saying,
there's
it's only a
not that
5-year
there's not
console.
awesome games on the 64. There certainly
Oh my
is.
God.
That
Oh, there
you're
are.
Best
like
games of all time are on the
Zach's
64,
saying,
but-
like the controller's such a hunk of shit. Like it's literally
One of
the
the
worst
worst.
fucking controller ever made.
The GameCube saved
So
Nintendo.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
No, I can think of one worse, Paul. The oscilloscope from Tennis for Two.
Sounds like it hurts
The
you.
very
Yeah, that
first video game.
sounds like something that
Sounds
a
like it's
doctor
bad
It was a
for you.
uses.
crap controller because it wasn't
Yeah.
meant to be a controller.
Hey, even the Virtual Boy had a good controller.
Yeah, it
Like,
did.
before, hell yeah,
I will
it did.
say, as a GameCube fan, that controller still holds up, in my opinion. I think it's still like
GameCube's
really
got a
good.
good
Just play
controller.
Smash on it. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
D-pad's too
People still
small,
do.
but everything else
D-pad,
is
you don't
fine.
even need the D-pad, but yeah, it's in
You
it's in a
don't use it.
spot where they like didn't even use it as
Yeah.
a thought. They're just like, yeah, D-pad over here.
Good controller. But yeah, the Wii didn't really impress me a whole lot. I know it was like it really saved Nintendo
The
in a
Wii
lot
was
of ways.
awkward for me to play. A lot of the
Yeah.
games I was like, I don't even know if
I
I
have
want
the-
to like play all the time.
I have one of the very first documented Wii Sports injuries.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, the day it came out, I threw my arm out playing Wii Baseball.
That's amazing.
Powerful. It's documented.
Somewhere on the Nintendo Power forums, which probably don't even exist anymore.
What? That's awesome, dude.
That's hilarious.
I think it was
That's
my
amazing.
roommate
Oh.
documented it. I don't know where
I'm sure
exactly.
it's still
Do
documented.
you guys want to talk about other stuff that was
Yeah, we
brought
should
up?
probably blast through them real
Let's
fast.
blast through it. So,
So let's
here's
see,
like
Nintendo,
we really
WarioWare.
knocked out like the big stuff for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Um,
Two things.
yeah.
two things.
So they announced
One
a
being a
new
game and one being nothing.
they announced a new character for Smash, which is Home Skillet from
But-
Tekken.
Guy from
I'm gonna
Tekken.
say underwhelming. Fucking okay. Happy, cool. Have your fucking fighter. I don't even care.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't even know what Smash is anymore, dude.
Yep.
It's like a fucking
It's too big
parade
for
of
its britches.
bullshit. It's too
Way to
big
go,
for its
Smash.
britches.
Have another
Very
character.
underwhelming on launch to just announce some random $5 DLC.
I don't
I'm
even
sorry.
like or play Smash, so I don't care.
Yeah, but it's cool for some people
Yeah.
who like it.
No, I
Yeah.
have it to play with my nieces. I'll get the character.
I love
whatever.
Smash. I'm not gonna lie, but it's been toxified. Like the online community
Yes.
sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Sucks. Yeah.
Life is Strange is coming to the Switch, which fine. A new
Seems
Worms game, which actually looked like the first innovative thing in the Worms franchise
Yeah, but it's
ever.
not what I
Yeah, it's the
wanted
first thing that's
Worms.
changed up, but it's not what we wanted.
Well,
not
you
what
know
we
what's
want from
funny is I
Worms.
played like a bootleg Worms game a long time ago that ran off of DOS, I think, and
Yeah.
it was
wow.
like it was real time Worms. I forget what it's called, but it was hella fun.
Oh wow, no way.
You know,
So
and,
maybe it is.
and that's kind of what this looks like. Action game BR. Oh, that's just a subtitle or subnote for it. Yeah, it looks like kind of like a Worms battle royale. Let's see. 2 Point Campus looks like a fucking mobile game. Don't care.
Yeah.
Super Monkey Ball. Actually, am
Cool.
excited
Yeah,
about this.
cool. I'll give it a shot.
Cool. I think that's cool. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like
I'm
big
sad
Monkey
there's
Ball
no
fan.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, sad there's no Donkey Kong, but I'm happy about Monkey Ball. Like that'll be
Happy about Monkey
fun.
Ball. I'll play that.
Mario Party Superstars.
I
Should've
forgot.
been
I'm actually
DLC.
really. It should have, but I'm actually really excited about
I'm
this.
really excited.
Isn't
not
it a
gonna lie.
remake of Mario, like
It's
the
a
original
remake of
Mario
Mario. It's
Party?
a remake of Mario
3.
Party 1.
Uh-huh.
They said
It's-
I
I
think
think
they
it's
said
1, 2, and 3.
but it's the mini games of all of the originals apparently of the
Oh, and then the
N64
modes.
ones. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know. There might be GameCube ones. It might be like a best of collection. There's supposed to be over 100 mini games, which on average there's like
Yeah.
the newer ones have like 60, 70, 80 sometimes, and
Got
the originals
online
only
play.
have like
It's got
50 or
remastered
40.
boards. That's
Yeah.
cool for
It's
people who like
online.
Mario Party.
So
It's
they also it's
Another
kind of
good
an
one for me to play with my
it's
nieces.
kind
See,
of an
Mario
apology
Party's like
to,
Monopoly for me. Like it's
Yeah.
like a good
Yeah.
way to have it's fist
Yeah.
fight with my grandparents, or like
It might,
you know, like,
yeah.
Monopoly, a good way to have a fist fight with your grandparents.
Right,
Paul
like-
Reditaro 2021.
As good as Super Mario Party was, or whatever is that's what it's called, yeah, on the
Yep, Super
Switch.
Mario Party.
Like it's really good. It changed up the dice mechanic, it changed up the board, it changed up a lot of things, and the online wasn't fully executed. Like I didn't realize this. You can only go online with your friends on the new one.
Yeah.
Like even with the new DLC. That was
Yeah.
free, which is great. You know, they tried. This new one is really exciting because it's the original mechanics. It's actually the original boards in every way. I'm sure there'll be new stuff, but like
it's
they're giving us
polished,
they're
looks
giving
nicer.
us polished of the original games, which will make the mini games feel like new. It'll be completely online. You can literally go solo. They explained thoroughly how you can go solo online and all that. This may literally be the best Mario Party yet, in my
Which is
opinion, just
great.
because
Could be. Could be.
it is like again the Switch does this. It's a memory bank of old shit made new. This, in my opinion, is like a Link's Awakening style remake. They look so fucking good to me. I know it's just Mario Party, but I swear this is like going to be a sleeper. Like this will be a really
I
fucking.
don't think it's gonna
amazing
be a
game.
sleeper. I think it's gonna sell
I think
like
it's gonna be good.
like
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Um,
I'm always a Mario Party fan, even though I don't always play with friends. But now being able to play online is like
Yeah.
thing. That's actually
Yeah.
really fucking cool.
Because we can,
Yeah.
you know, if the three of us are bored, we could play Mario Party for a few minutes.
I'm not
We
gonna
can
do
do
that.
that too.
Actually,
What?
this is
Why?
difficult versus Mario
'Cause I
Party.
fucking
Let's
hate
go.
Mario
Why
Party.
not?
Make it happen.
Because I'll have
Aw.
to like find your house and beat you up.
Yeah, Mario Party
kidding.
is fucked
I'm not gonna
up,
do
but
that.
it's
Like,
gonna be original rules
yeah,
too.
maybe that actually
Because-
would be a good idea for us to do. Like,
Yeah,
if this
it would
is
be
difficult,
fun.
fucking Mario
This is
Party.
difficult versus
Dave.
Mario Party. Confirmed.
Yeah,
wanna
It's
do
gotta
that.
happen.
Sounds great, dude.
All
I
right.
want it.
And yeah,
There's a
okay.
new Just Dance game coming out. Woo! Don't care.
No one cares.
What
Cruisin'
the hell is
Blast.
Cruisin' Blast?
So
that's the
did you ever
racing
play
game.
Cruisin' USA?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah,
old
yeah.
Midway
Was that a
arcade
Bruce
games?
Springsteen song?
Sure.
No, it's a Beach Boys song.
I'm this close to being able to parody it on the fly, and I just don't have it tonight. Any
Anyhow,
other night,
Cruisin' Blast is just another one in that series. I think the first
Gonna be
one in a
shit.
very
I think
long time.
amazing.
It looks fun. I mean, it looks like just
Yeah.
your classic arcade racing game. I think the Nintendo 64 is the
boring.
first console that a cruising game was on, and that was
Yeah.
Cruisin'
What's up?
USA and then Cruisin' World. And those were fun back in the day. They're very arcadey, very silly. You've got like, you know, spaceships flying around. I don't know, whatever. They're cool. If you like racing games like that, that arcade style. DBZ Kakarot, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is like the RPG.
I thought it
Um,
was already out.
It is,
No,
but it's
Switch.
coming to the Switch.
It's like, who gives a fuck? Yeah,
Coming
I
to the
don't
Switch.
care. No one cares. Dragon Ball Z fans
I
unite,
do.
sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure
I
it'll
might
be
get
okay.
it.
It's cool.
Though I
It's-
might get it for a console that's gonna load it faster. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
And not break the controller playing it.
It is something that I have been like interested in playing.
Yeah, same.
Got some Mario Golf information. which
yeah,
we
we're all
already
getting Mario
know.
Golf.
Yeah,
We
that's
love it.
fine.
Fuck it.
And it looks
We're gonna
cool.
play it,
I'm
but we
excited.
do
I'm very
this.
excited about Speed Golf. I'm very excited.
I'm excited about
Yeah.
Mario Golf in general.
Yeah.
It's going to be online and everything. It's going to be tennis, but golf,
Yeah.
you know, like when they drop that. So it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
And the multiplayer looks just really fun. Like, let's be real.
Let's see. They also
and
did some Monster Hunter
play it.
Stories stuff,
I
which
couldn't
is
care less. That looks
fine.
so underwhelming.
Whatever.
Did it? That looked like shit to me.
see.
It's a turn-based Monster
okay,
Hunter
if I
now.
was
I'm
if I
like,
was a
what?
Monster Hunter fan, well, this is not the first one. This is the second one. And
It's just sad. I'm just kidding.
okay, so
I don't know.
it's basically like Monster Hunter Pokemon. I think it looks cool. If I was a Monster Hunter fan, I'd probably get it.
And once again, we're just
yeah.
right back in that territory of
Yeah.
cool, not for us.
Yeah.
not for me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
WarioWare Get It Together. Now this I'm very excited
Now
about.
we're talking.
Very
Now we're
excited about
First
talking.
that.
WarioWare game in for
That's
goddamn
co-op.
ever.
Forever.
It's
Oh, yeah,
co-op.
too, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
looked.
looks
So the
super
last
fun.
WarioWare was on the last two. I think were handheld, and then there was.
Yep.
I saw there was like a list of them, but I can't remember what the last one on console was.
Pretty sure
Was
the
there one on
first
Wii U?
one is
Looking.
handheld too. I think the Game Boy Advance
The first
one is the
one,
first
Shake
one,
It or
isn't
whatever. I don't remember what the names are.
I'm
I
looking,
believe
hold
the
on.
first one was.
I think
yeah,
the
like a Game
original
Boy
one's
Advance
just
game.
called WarioWare Inc.
Yeah, I think it
It's on
was.
WarioWare Gold.
The first one is?
What was that on?
The latest
the latest one. Okay.
And that was on the
So
3DS.
there's been 2 for the Game Boy Advance, 1 for the DS. Then the Wii was the first one.
Yeah,
on a
the
proper
first
console.
console,
Then we
which
had
I
another
loved.
2 on DS, 1 on the Wii U, 1
Really?
on 3DS, and then we've got the one on.
There's a
Switch.
lot of them. I
So
didn't realize there
the
was that
one on-
many.
11.
There's
11
there's
of
a
them.
lot.
They're super fun.
So
Honestly.
they're fun. This one's going to be the first one with a co-op campaign, which is like, wow, about time. So that's going to be
Yeah.
really good. I don't know if like you have to like control a character and each character has like different abilities and shit. Like I'm kind of unsure. 'Cause I just want to like play crazy micro games, but
I kind
Maybe
of
it'll
just
be
want to
cool.
see someone do it first and then be like, oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
maybe
I'm
we
not
can follow
100%
that.
sold on that as like a launch
Not
title
me
for
either.
me. Although I bet it's fun. I bet it's a good
Oh,
game.
yeah, it
It's
looks-
a
it looks
solid.
fun.
It's a solid drop. I think.
I'm excited about it.
Very
Next thing
solid.
we saw was Shin Megami Tensei 5, which is a
Megami
big deal
Tensei.
for a lot of people.
A lot of people like it.
A lot of people that
assuming
aren't
they
me.
do.
It
lot
looks.
of
It
people that aren't
honestly
me.
looks fantastic. It really does
It
look
looks
like
really
a
good. It looks
badass
good.
JRPG that
Yeah.
I'm not interested in playing.
I will. That is one that I would happily watch. My former roommate from college
Sure.
play.
Yeah. It
He's
looks
very good
great.
at
It.
it.
really does. And I
Enjoys
know
it.
there's a huge fan base. So like that's
Yeah.
exciting. It's just not something I've ever been into, unfortunately.
Same with the
Danganronpa
next one.
Decadence.
No one knows.
Again, I don't know what this game is. I believe it was a PSP game or a PS Vita game that got
So
ported
weird.
to the
The
Switch.
Switch? What the
Uh-huh.
fuck?
Yes.
So weird.
From my understanding. I don't know anything about it. But I know there's a lot of people excited
It looks
about
like it was first released on PSP.
Yeah.
Nice. It's awesome.
So then we got Fatal Frame, Maiden of Black Water, which this only came out on the Wii U, and I don't think a lot of people played it. I didn't even know that it had come out. But from my understanding, there were some problems with the Wii U version, and those have been fixed in this version. And it looks badass for people who like horror games. And I know the original Fatal Frame was very popular, so good on them for that.
That would be one I'd consider for one of my Halloween shows.
Sure, yeah,
Mm.
Like this year I'm doing The Medium,
yeah.
which looks really good. Fatal
Yeah.
Frame is one I'd consider for that.
We got Doom Eternal DLC, which
There you go, Josh.
fine. I don't know why they have to show that at E3.
I don't know why that needs to be
because
like,
it
just a
already came out
content
on other
filler.
consoles. Like you could just announce
that's
this
not
coming out.
even news.
outside
That
of
pissed me
E3,
off.
yeah.
I was like, are you fucking
That's just
joking?
filler.
Like
And
Nintendo's
I
already
kind of
leaked
feel
game
the
and
same
everything.
way
Why
about
rub
the
it in?
next one, which is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. Like, great that's coming to
knew
the
it was
Switch,
coming.
but like we
I'm
knew
still
it was
excited
coming.
about it.
Came out
I'm not
last
gonna
year for
play it.
everything else. Like, who the fuck
That's why I
cares?
think this is
Not what I want to see at
Nintendo
E3.
can't be this
You know?
this thin, dude.
Yeah.
Nintendo
Well,
has to
and-
have
yeah.
something left. Something.
Yeah,
Like Tony Hawk, I'm really excited for that because I want my students to be able to play that. I want my nieces to be able to play that. I've played those games. I don't need to anymore.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm good at. I'm
So
good
stop
on
showing
those.
me crap that I've already played.
Soundtrack will be
And
dope,
never-
but that's it. Yeah. It's not even like that impressive on the Switch, if I'm being honest. I'm just
No.
like, not even a console you want to get it on.
No, I want to play that on PC
Yeah.
with WASD in the mouse.
Let's see. There were some good indie games. Nothing really like stood out. Nothing was like making me poop my pants aside from Metroid Dread.
Yeah.
Metroid Dread is making me shit myself.
Does anyone remember
Yeah.
what Strange Brigade was? That was the next thing that was shown after
No.
Tony Hawk.
No.
Okay, I don't remember what that was either. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I think this game looks cool.
Strange
Again, I
Brigade is
didn't play the original.
It wasn't an E3 launch either. Why did they show it again? There's like another one that came out the week before.
Yeah, well, and that's what's funny is this was shown. Yeah, Strange Brigade looks it looks fine. It looks like
it's Horde mode. It's Gears Horde mode.
Yeah.
Like Wild West kind of
Yeah,
other
yeah.
stuff.
So strange.
super, and it's also
Yeah,
on other
I'd rather
consoles
just-
already. So who cares? All right, Mario Rabbids. This was shown at the Ubisoft show, so why show it again?
Yep. So why are we showing it again?
Yeah.
on.
It does
We know.
look cool, but I don't need to see that at Nintendo's E3 too, you know. This one's actually rad. Advance Wars 1 and 2 reboot camp.
That looks like some people are going to be like, holy shit, this is my Link's Awakening remake.
Yes.
I saw that and I
agree.
was like, again, this isn't a game I want. I would actually play this game.
I
if it was
like.
ever,
Did you
20
play the
bucks.
original?
No, but my
It's
friend played
so
it like
good.
for
It's
a
really
year
very
straight,
fun.
like
Yeah.
in class. It was like
Yeah.
obsessed with this game. So I had a lot of experience watching it, but it seems like a game I would play for sure. And this is, some people are literally going to be like, this is the remake of my life. This is like the best game. I know some people are
This
going
is
to
going to
ship
be
themselves
some
to this.
people's Link's Awakening.
I think the only
Yeah, this
thing
is
that would have
Link's
been more
Awakening for
exciting
sure.
for people of that generation that would be excited about this would be a Golden Sun remake.
Yep.
Yeah, Golden Sun will be filthy. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
but that ain't happening.
Yep.
Why is everything so
Unfortunately.
slow? COVID really just fucking slowed the
Yeah.
churn
Well,
of
that's
games.
the one other thing I
Shit.
wanted to say about Breath of the Wild is when they announced that they're targeting a next year release.
2023 it is.
That was exactly my gut reaction.
That's
I'm
how
like,
slow
yeah, it's
so
gonna be
I
2023.
That's
think-
how slow they're going right
Time
now.
out. I think that's-
truly.
I think that was PR speak. I think the game is mostly done. And the reason I say that is they started production on that game while they were still working on the original Breath of the Wild.
Four-year production
Yeah.
is like almost
And-
twice what they normally do on a Zelda
And
game.
you know, while COVID did slow them down, I think that their plan was to release it in March of this year, and because of COVID, they delayed it, and they
pushed it
still
back a
want
year.
it to release in that same release window. So they're just waiting until March of next year. Which also, if they are gonna put out a Switch Pro, which at this point we don't know, that gives them time to do that and announce that as well, and get that in the hands of people and have this be a console seller for them.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the thing, yeah.
So we've got that going for us potentially. And then that was it. I mean, that was the
it.
entirety of the Nintendo
That's
showcase.
E3. Yeah.
And it
The
was a
rest of
long
E3
showcase.
was
I mean, 45 minutes plus
balls.
a 3-hour treehouse.
Yeah.
It was just
No
crap and
meat, a
crap.
few meatballs, and then a little bit of sauce.
Yeah.
It's just like,
uh,
fuck. Very
yeah,
much
they-
so
they-
the
they might
thinnest
have even-
E3 ever.
Yeah. I mean, for every other company, they just said, forget the meatballs.
Yeah, they're like, sauce it is.
Nintendo was like, oh, meatballs.
Meatballs. Nintendo at least
Meatballs.
dropped knowledge of one of the best franchises, and
You
then
know what they did?
an
Nintendo made
incredible
one
Metroid
giant
launch.
meatball.
Yeah, and they're
They
like
put one giant meatball on top and said, here you go.
splashed out all the sauce.
yeah.
But dude, Metroid Dread is like obviously like shit ourselves. And then news about
I
Breath of the
mean, you
Wild.
know-
We're excited. We're excited. People are shitting
Viewers,
themselves.
I'm going to call it right now. At least 2 out of 3 of us are going to stream at least some part of Metroid Dread.
I might stream the whole thing actually.
Yeah,
I
I
think
might
it's
stream
I
the
really
would
whole
look
cool.
into streaming
Yeah,
I
that
might do
game
a
looks like
couple
really
episodes of it at
fucking
least.
good.
just because I'm so excited about it.
Yeah.
But because of the other games that
No one
I've
better
got Mass
spoil it
Effect
for me or
coming
I'll
up.
kill them.
I mean, I've
I've got
really
Mass
been
Effect coming up.
enjoying.
I can't I got to play Mass Effect if I'm going to get through all three of those games.
I've been enjoying the hell out of Metroidvanias lately. I've mostly
Mm-hmm.
been playing the Vania part of those Castlevania games. But I have kind of dipped back into the Metroid games. Even
Dude,
before
oh,
this
no.
announcement,
Gotta warm back up.
I started playing Metroid Fusion again because I really love it. and this just kind of got me more excited to do that.
Fusion.
Which is funny because like when I saw that announcement, I got really excited. I play a little bit of Metroid Fusion. It gets me more excited, right? When I saw the Zelda announcement, I got really excited. I jumped into Breath of the Wild, and it immediately made me not as excited. Like I
It's too
really
ingrained in
still
my
hate
brain.
that game.
I know what it is.
Like,
Yeah.
And I just like I hope beyond hope that they fix a lot of critical problems that game has. Otherwise, I
shell.
don't think I'm gonna enjoy Breath 2 at all, which is a
Yeah.
bummer. So
I'm gonna be really sad. A lot of things are just like standing out to us now. So
Yeah.
like as whatever, like take Breath as a learning experience. Hopefully, Nintendo, and like we didn't like these things that you tried. I'm sorry. Even the kids these days don't like these things. Like people love the game, but like if they really had perspective on it, they'd be like, "Oh, but yeah, you're probably right about these things," and then just like fucking steam it up, make it Zelda again.
Sure.
even Cliff
that bring it back.
Bleszinski didn't like it.
Yeah.
Good old Cliffy B.
What I'm seeing now is this still has the chance of being a true Zelda game.
Yeah.
In my
Yes, it
opinion, there is still hope. We haven't seen the weapon system yet. We haven't seen all the items and powers and all that stuff. There is still a lot of hope. Like, and there's dungeons presumably, and presumably bosses and heart pieces and all that shit. So I still have hope.
Yeah,
I think it's 50-50, honestly. Like that it's going to be either a true Zelda game or Breath 2.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Pretty much the
somewhere in
highlights.
between.
How about this, guys? What, like other than Nintendo
No highlights.
or just
for me.
in general, maybe what were the highlights for E3? For me, the two things were obviously like Metroid and kind of Zelda,
You just
but
said
kind
not
of not.
Nintendo.
I know. I said just, but then I went back and said
that
in
was
general.
it for me.
But then like
Yeah.
the other highlight.
No, there were some.
The other highlight for me technically wasn't even part of E3. It was part of the Summer Games Festival announcement, and that was Elden Ring, which looks goddamn
Elden Ring,
incredible.
duh, what was I thinking?
Especially after playing the Demon Souls remake.
When's the launch?
Like
When Elden? Oh,
next year, I want to say.
okay, so Elden Ring looks incredible. Like holy shit.
Yeah.
Reinventing the series right here.
For sure. So those
So
were the
scary.
highlights for me. There was
I
a
think,
couple little
Final Fantasy remake, kinda.
Yeah.
Or no, reboot, what is it? Origin story, whatever.
Oh shit! I didn't even
looks
talk
fire.
about that. That's another game I played this week. I totally forgot to talk about. Holy fuck!
Was it good?
That game is rad. Let's just talk about that real quick before we close out.
Very quick.
I don't know how I forgot about it. It's the one complaint, which is also I think one of its strong suits, is that it's built on the Neo 2 engine, I believe, which the Neo 2 engine is very good, but it's very dated, so the game doesn't look very good. Hopefully they polish the fuck out of that game. But the gameplay and the systems in the game and potentially the story, obviously because it's a remake of Final Fantasy 1, are
It's gonna be awesome.
fucking rad. They're like really, really good. And that game's a lot of fun. I've got a lot of hope, like high hopes for it, that they polish it up. It could be a fucking blasty, and I'll definitely, even if it looks like shit, I'll probably still play it because the demo was so fucking fun.
So we saw Final Fantasy 1 remake. We saw Final Fantasy 16 apparently, not at E3, but like they're talking about that.
10 months
and then
ago,
we saw,
yeah.
That's so then, and then we saw Final Fantasy 7 remake. So we're not seeing Final Fantasy 7 remake part 2, and it's been over a year. So are they literally giving up on that shit?
No,
And
they're
just
not giving
gonna be
up on it.
And
No,
moving on.
No,
So
there's
they're
there's
really
like
doing
a
a lot of
minor
Final Fantasy
expansion that
about
they
it.
did, and like to kind of like satiate people. The Yuffie one, I forget what it's called, but it's only on PS5, and I'm sure that they're still working on the next one. The Square, it's we didn't even talk about Square, but the Square presentation was pretty ass.
Yeah, it was pretty sparse.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up, boys. We've just gone, I
Getting
mean,
very hungry.
very, very long. So,
Oops.
I mean, we had a lot to
Nintendo.
talk about, but
We knew.
but
We
yeah.
also don't have a producer today, can
were
you
those
tell?
the highlights for you guys though? Like, did you guys have any other
Yeah,
highlights
the
for
only other thing I was
the
gonna
show
mention
in
is
general?
that
Not really.
the only other thing that I was going to mention was actually two things. First, they proved that a digital convention is not ideal but viable, which is
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, but the
It
Games
works.
Awards /
It's-
Summer Gaming Convention
it
has been
wasn't
proving
strong.
that, as well as
I know.
Sony and Nintendo doing their own thing for the last couple of years. They've been proving that. Like,
I know, but
yeah,
E3 had to prove it for themselves, and
Sure.
that, good on them for doing that. Great. The other thing that I wanted to point out is Xbox continues to lean into Game Pass, and I'm there for it.
Yeah.
I mean, there weren't any games in the announcements that were ostensibly like, "Hey, I got to have that," but
there were a couple.
I
for me.
love how hard they're supporting it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love how hard they're supporting
I still am not convinced that E3 is as trusted anymore by each individual company. I feel like there's going to be hidden drops this year by each company.
Yep.
Potentially all of them.
I agree.
Yep.
I 100%
I think
agree.
that we're going to get some shit.
Well, Sony
No,
was completely gone. Like they didn't even
Right.
fucking touch it.
Sony didn't even show
Yeah.
up, so they're like,
Yeah.
"Fuck you!" Presumably Nintendo is playing nice. Maybe they like E3. Maybe these are like people that have relationships, probably.
Right.
So
Right.
they're like, "Okay, we'll show up. We'll go 85%. We'll go
Yeah.
75%." Xbox is like, "Okay, we do some cool stuff."
Yeah.
But maybe it's just like a media thing, and they're just trying to do something. But maybe there is just more, and this was there's no arrangement that they can't show more stuff. They just are showing stuff at E3, which is like Nintendo. They literally just had this
Wow.
video ready anyway. Probably they're like, we just have an hour-long presentation regardless. So just play it at E3. Here you go.
And I mean,
Right.
we're halfway through the year. Anything could happen.
Anything can happen. It's not late enough that there's no more chances.
Yeah.
But
Well, the thing
I
is,
only-
I can't think of any big holiday releases. Can you guys think of any big holiday
That's what
releases?
I'm saying. So nothing
for
is
any
coming out on
console?
the holidays. So we're getting another round, I think. So
There's got to be
nothing-
another round.
The latest thing is maybe WarioWare is November. I can't remember, but it's even at most mid-November, and that's and then Metroid is early
No,
October. I'm
WarioWare September, dude.
September. So a lot of these
The
things.
only thing that's we got two things that are November. That's the Zelda Game and Watch, and Shin
that's
Megami
not a
Tensei.
game. So
Right.
a weird ass
Not a
thing and a watch. Okay, so we're not getting anything past any game,
alarm
anything real
clock.
game past
Uh,
October.
Dude,
So
even the
there's
other
gotta be another
consoles,
round.
can you guys think of other consoles that are releasing anything holiday time? I
No.
guess Halo.
Nothing. Halo.
that's
yeah.
barely. And Microsoft is the only one that I'm kind of believing what they said. Maybe they're the only company
Right.
that I'm maybe there's
Right.
nothing else for Xbox, but there probably is some other shit. Why would they just throw all their cards down?
I
Be
don't know.
yeah, this is all we have. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
So honestly, E3 is almost kind of a joke at this point. But
This year it was.
it's still cool to see stuff all at once, and it gives us stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's okay, but also do your own thing, companies, because we still want more content.
The question is, was it shitty because of the pandy, or was it shitty because it's E3 and E3's
I think
falling
it was
apart?
shitty because of both. I
Both?
think E3 again, it was a little pandering to E3 potentially. I'm hoping, and I think the pandemic, it's possible that we're seeing what's actual, and I want to say it's a 25% chance that this is actually what the companies have, and we're oh shit, yeah, the pandemic really stretched us out. We're 2 years backed up now. Shit like that. That's possible.
That sucks.
But I also think that they're not. Some of these, namely Nintendo, is not that dumb. And these people have ammo still. There's no
Yeah.
way you lay all your cards out for the next fucking 2 quarters.
Right.
You're just yeah, now this is what we have. Get ready, get your money aside, and then just think about what you don't want, and then don't buy those games. It's
Right.
no, you're gonna drop shit right then. Sell the 35th anniversary or any number of things. I'm still praying for that. And then it's gonna be some crazy surprise launches. Some companies. I don't know. I'm really hoping.
I feel you. All right, let's wrap it up. Guys, if you're watching this on Twitch, if you're watching us live, you're on my channel. I stream on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from around 5:30 Central Time to around 8 or 9 p.m. And then on Saturdays, we're doing Samurai Saturday every Saturday. We play a samurai game, which is super fun. I just finished one. I finished Genji this last Saturday. And that's generally during the day from 10 a.m. Central Time on. And then the podcast every week here
That's us.
at 8 p.m. Central. And that's where I do my streaming. If you're watching this on YouTube, please just share it. Like and comment and stuff, and we'll interact with you, but we really, really, really want you to share it. And then if you want to yell at me on Twitch, on Twitter, it's Ryugami Sama. Please do that. And that's it for me. Josh, where can we find you, my guy?
Lord Yeshua and Lord Yeshua TTV on all my socials. Where have they? Instagram and bullshit like that. I'll probably be streaming soon. You know me. I'm back and forth. But I'll be here every Sunday at 7 at the least. So
Perfect.
Or 7 Mountain Time. Yes. Off to Zach.
I'm on Twitch at Another Letdown. We're live Thursdays for video games, either 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, we're all over the time zones here.
Yeah.
And Fridays, every other Friday, we do Tabletop Simulator board games cooperatively. And Saturdays, miniatures painting. And you can find me on Twitter at DENONCZD.
Excellent. Everyone, thanks again for watching. Have an awesome night. Oh my gosh, Mandari with the race sub right as we're about to leave. Really appreciate it. 27 months.
That's
a long time.
That's great.
Have an awesome night, guys. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Goodbye. Woohoo.